Alright, Jace, here we go. This is a first impressions for me. I have not watched this yet. Speed up for a second. Is Gazlo your announcer? Alright, so going with Q build. So at level 1 fights, you really want to look at who stacks and who has the most crowd control. Because if you stack, like Jaina for example, or Muradin, it's very much worth it for you to get in there and fight. If you have a lot of crowd control, like Zul, Muradin, Anduin, it can be worth it to fight. So right here, your team is already falling behind on mercenaries. Your Illidan is split off, but nobody has come up here yet. And getting ahead an entire wave of minions could be massive. Yeah, the enemy team, they don't really know what they're doing either, but you're gonna watch as, okay, their Lunara makes it up here. Okay, so up here you can see if you're doing 1 2/3 attacks per second and your range of 5, one of the problems with Sylvanas is she actually shoots earlier than people think their animation is good for, so they wait for her animation, and oh, that'll be good damage out on him. Yeah, you were close there. So Merc Queen on this map because of the turrets during a team fight. Being able to buff those turrets is huge. One of our Sylvanas players really likes to take possession too, and I think it does make sense on maps that don't have turrets. But coming back over to experience, so we've gotten ahead by almost 500 experience on minions, and if I had to guess, that's going to continue to cycle in one team or the other's favor. On this map, you can very much rotate top mid, top mid, top mid, and if you're doing that right, you can get 7 pretty easily before this objective requires your attention. So Illidan died there, likely being too aggro. We dropped our turret way too early, because the enemy team wasn't even there, and we could have just cleared the enemy turret, no issue. Alarek's dead, always a great feeling. Protoss are jerks. Oh, that was too aggro. So the tower shots you took there, you didn't gain anything for taking them. And you weren't going to kill Muradin, but you already had him scared off, so you took some free damage. Now yes, Lucio can heal free damage pretty easily, but one of our jobs as damage dealers is to not take unnecessary damage. So here we are, our team's about to hit 7. You're ahead of your tank and very close to, yeah, if they had focused as a team, you were dead. You got very lucky there. the enemy team should just be giving it at this point. But just by staying behind ETC like you're doing, you're making it so that Lunara has to put herself in a dangerous position with having Illidan and ETC around to try to put damage on you. And ETC actually does very well against Lunara's damage. So your trait was up for this. Next time just take out the towers. The 2 towers do more damage to a Triglav doing 250 a shot than a fort at 375. So 500 damage with both of them up versus 375. And so again, your trait's still up. Good damage out on him. He tried to go past the Triglav and then he was on an island. You guys turned on him and focused him. While you weren't in the Triglav there, really you wanted to clear the wave to bring the wave forward with the Triglav. Otherwise the Triglav's taking free damage from the structures. So now we can see we've built up a huge lead. See right there, while there weren't any enemy heroes around, you turreted. You stood in one spot and just kept auto attacking, which it's fine because no enemy heroes were around, but that's also when you can develop that skill in a low threat environment. And if you can develop it constantly, then when it's required, you're going to be able to do it in team fights because it's just muscle memory at that point. So use Black Arrow on the camp to get it down. I would say it would have been better from a laning perspective to have Jaina come with you. I'm assuming they used the Frost Elemental or Winter Elemental to Water Elemental to kill Muradin, and that it was just still out from that. I've been watching you more than them. But see up here, there's purple on the ground. That's level leads. So we're ahead on experience, but we could be massively ahead. We've gotten ahead based on kills. We could be ahead based on minions and on passive by a whole lot more. Now passive does require you to take one of the main enemy structures, but yeah, 1,000 experience so far on minions. We also should be prioritizing camps a little bit more. I realize I'm just throwing a whole bunch at you, but Wailing Arrow. Well, now you're kind of forced to turret in place. Yeah, just disengage at this point. They dropped their turret for nothing. See, and there went half of your health, and you felt compelled to deploy the turret because of it. That turret doesn't reach anyone in here. That's when you want to send your Wailing Arrow right into Anduin's face, because you know everybody's going to huddle there. So you have black arrows, you should have shut this down. So double wave. If you take double wave, I think you could have had a different 7. Let's see. Yeah, with the double wave that you're on, you wanted barbed shot, which means you could isolate someone and get quite a bit of damage. Oh, and you're not Q, you're auto attack. I missaid that at the beginning. Yeah, I think I would have taken Remorselessness at 13. Yeah, they're in a bad spot. ETC just has to slide in and stun everyone. You don't want to get in it.
Work on your form.
At this point with this wave built up, finish this off for sure. Probably take keep wall. You'll be ahead enough that you'll be able to siege. It's not bad to stay together, but... Oh, and your Triglav is going back up top. Yeah, your Jaina's missing and she's some of your kill potential. Okay, we're gonna back up a touch here. Okay, so look at the time here, we're at 11:45. So, 11:45. Now we're at 11:55. We're at 12:05. We're at 12:15. And we've completely backed up. The fort here is gone, 12:25. Okay, the reason I highlighted that is this is a 40-second cooldown. We didn't use it 40 seconds ago, and so it would be back up now, and we could have used it to reduce some of the damage that either our minion wave took or our Triglav took to be able to make the Triglav last a little bit longer. It doesn't cost mana, it's only cooldown on black arrows, and we could have had it up again. We should invade this and then come down here. I like the life drain myself. Illidan soloing the camp, and that's fine, but we could have burned it as a team awfully quickly too. Hey, we used black arrows. Pick up our siege. Yeah, another thing that if we had just been 5 together, I think we would have finished the camp and finished the fort a little bit faster. ETC's on an island. Illidan zooming in. Getting damage out on what's her face. Ooh, that pull. It was worth it to have Alarak dead. Alright, the next team fight I'll try to make sure I'm watching for your stutter steps. Are they coming? They're trying to murder our ETC. Our ETC with block party. He's got 3 levels on the enemy team, so he tanked that far better than he really should have. Getting caught out there. Oh, and we had left the healing out there. No worries. Oh yeah, Illidan's holding the turret. Oh, arrow to the face. You need to make sure with your arrow in that case that you detonate it over Anduin because of that. But they're all dead. Push in, take this keep. Oh yeah, let's back up. So you were trying to stutter step a little bit there. It actually brought you too close in with your arrow, which is why you detonated it on the far side. you don't have to stutter step forward or back. Try strafing, you know, think of it like a first-person shooter where you're strafing, because that can mess up skill shots a lot more than forward to back strafing can. Good usage of black arrows. Push in and take this wall. You're 5, they're 3. They're cleaning up top. Your team should be here with you. No, we didn't use black arrows. It's about to be off. Cool down. See, now you're alone. Your team could have burned this after ripping the wall down. But you're super far ahead here. Nice positive reinforcement to the team. Yeah, great damage on their divers that aren't really divers. You guys also have Lucio privilege to where you can out-chase them like crazy. So Illidan is your only death so far. Nice damage. You're just over Jaina. But look at the time dead between your team and their team. Minions, you've actually lost the race as far as minion experience, but it's been the hero kills. You guys have snowballed that. You shouldn't be in the Triglav. Lucio's your lowest siege damage, and you can shut down keeps. And you guys shouldn't be hitting the keep. You should have just moved forward onto the core. And you shouldn't be team fighting, you should be hitting the core. An Illidan on the core is very sticky and can jump around, making it extremely difficult for enemies to deal with him. And if we're just hitting the core here, it's already dead. I mean, they're not going to stop us, but... Okay, so, points for you. There, I would say take Merc Queen on that map. I would say just try to stutter step sideways rather than forward and back, because again, skill shots are easier to hit forward and back for the enemy, and sidestepping, strafing if you will, makes that far more difficult. And then I would just look at your build and look for synergies. So this talent goes really well with Dagger Quest and can also go really well with Q at 1. Same here, by having Q at 1 and being able to ramp that up, that one goes more with Q. This is auto attack, so you would take auto attack here, which is remorselessness. It also makes it a little safer for you in that you then have an additional 1 added to your attack range, but you absolutely stomped on that. Rotations could have improved, yeah, and that's some macro mindset that I'm guessing you were a solo queue in this, so it gets a little tricky to pull that off, but hey, congrats on the win. Hopefully this video is helpful for you, and let me know anything else I can work with on you.